A good Thursday afternoon, everyone. We are back. Been off the past few weeks. People have been traveling and everything else during the summer, but we are targeting the violence. The kids are back in school and football. That's right. We know we love our Friday Night Lights. Starts back this week, and that's what we're going to talk about, among some other things. Joining me now is Phelan Carter, who is teen coordinator with the City of Mobile. We thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me again, Kim. Thank you.
Y'all got some big things planned just for this week in September coming up.
Yes, we do. So tomorrow we have fifth quarter, so we starting that back off. As a lot of people know, so the fifth quarter is the after party right after the high school football games. And so this fifth quarter is special because now that most of the high schools have their own football stadium, so this one's going to be at BC Rain. So right after the high school football game, they're going to transfer from the field over to the gym. So it's going to be very exciting.
So you're going to be able to keep all the kids before they can even start hitting the streets.
Correct.
And for those parents, and I hate that we have to say that, but this is going to be tight safety.
Yes. So we have the full support of the Mobile Police Department. So they'll be in the area, patrolling the area, and then also we have metal detectors, wands, and all that. So for any parents that are worried about security, we definitely have your child safe. Yes.
And we have your kids back at home in time before midnight, so that'll be great. So they're not breaking any curfews or anything like that.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Now this one is amazing because the city has now, y'all started a youth advisory board, so you have kids that have put this together.
Yes. So pretty much we have a representative from each high school. So one student from each high school is on the youth advisory board, and then right up under that is we have the committee, the youth committee. So those two committee members are helping the youth advisory board member. And then right up under the committee, we have volunteers. So it's going to be a continued cycle for teens, yes.
So this is something exciting for teens, so it wasn't hard to get kids ready to come in and volunteer?
Well, no. At first it was a little tricky, but once they heard that we were paying the actual youth advisory board members, like, okay, yeah, let's go. They're on board, so yeah.
And it gives them kind of a sense of how things work, politics around the city in some kind of roundabout way.
Correct. So some of them were actually engaging with the YES program. And so I saw how they work, and I thought some of them would be a great fit. So they came over to help, and so now they're on the youth advisory board. And so now they're working hands-on with me, other city departments, and so they're doing a great job.
Oh, that's real exciting about that. Now you've got something else that's called Teen Talk. Let's talk about that and how it works.
Okay, so Teen Talk, well, let me back. So the beginning of this year in April, Mobile Parks and Rec, we actually partnered with MAEF, the Mobile Area Education Foundation, with Jeremiah Newell. And so it was about 500 teens that came out. And they told us what they wanted to see. They spoke on mental health and things like that. And the big thing was gun violence. And so we took some of the surveys and information that we got from them, and so we're putting on this Teen Talk to give them another opportunity to voice their opinions about what's going on in the city with the gun violence, mental health, drug abuse, and things like that.
And see, a lot of people, you have to realize that there are kids that commit crimes, but that's not all the kids in the city. Correct. You have a small percentage of kids that are actually committing these crimes. And it's making all our youth look bad. But these kids are actually afraid. Correct,
they are. So they spoke about that. And like I said, gun violence and safety was like the #1 topic. They preached on it, and so we took what they said into consideration. And so now we want to pretty much have everything based around safety. All the programs, activities, and events for teens and young adults, we want to make sure that they feel safe.
And that correlates with mental health because it puts stress on them as well, thinking that we want to do things that teens do, but we can't because we're afraid to go out.
Correct. So all of that ties into the gun violence or the youth violence that's going on. And so right now I'm just trying to do my best as a team mentor coordinator to implement as many programs, activities, and events just for the teens. Yes, ma'am.
Now, something else I'm real excited about that you're doing in September is for kids who are interested in the medical field.
Yes.
You've got a special event for them.
Correct. So we're partnering with Mobile Parks and Rec. We're partnering with Dr. Fredro Knight. He's coming down. He's actually from here in Mobile. He went to LaFleur High School. Now he lives in New Orleans. And so he's bringing his panel of doctors and nurses. They're coming down, and we're going to put on this teen symposium, medical symposium, and they're going to be able to inform the teens advice, as much advice as possible regarding scholarships, funding, what classes to take, what programs to take, things like that. So it's going to be great. Yes, ma'am.
And that's not the only one. You're going to do different fields throughout the year, or
yes. We're thinking about doing something like law, police. Like, we're just trying to pretty much broaden the horizon. Yes, ma'am.
To kind of cover everybody, and it does, because if they get exposure,
Correct.
And that's what a lot of these kids are lacking, is
Correct.
exposure to a better life, to there's something better out there for them.
Correct. So if I knew now, or the programs that were pretty much going on now, back when I was in high school, I'd probably be way ahead. But I'm glad and I'm thankful for where I am now, because I'm actually in the process of, giving these teens the opportunity. So I'm loving it. So yes, ma'am. And
we're glad and thankful too that you are actually able to coordinate this mentoring program with these kids and try to help and better our kids. So you're actually making a great difference.
Yes, I'm trying. Yes,
in our city. So we are so very proud of you for what you do. Again, let's talk about fifth quarter, because that's the big thing that's coming up tomorrow night.
Yes, ma'am.
We can get that graphic up again. It's at BC Rain High School.
Correct.
From 8:30 to 11:30. So, other kids from other schools. It's not just BC Rain, right?
Correct. It's for everybody, and so that's what I love about this fifth quarter for this year, because I know that it's going to start a wave for the other high schools to hop on board and say, hey, you know what? If BC Rain could do it at their school, let's do it over here at our school. So that's what we're hoping for. And not too long ago, when I had a meeting with all the principals and the counselors in the Mobile County Public School System, they said, you know what, we want you to come and do things within our school. So this right here can be, the start of it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and for now, BC Rain is the only school. The rest of them are at community centers, but
Correct.
It's not every Friday?
No, ma'am, it's not every Friday. This one is just on this Friday because it's the first week of football. But from here on out, it's going to be the third Friday of every month. Correct.
So our kids have something to do, they have something to go, and they have somewhere safe where we know they are as parents, and they're staying out of trouble. And it's a way for kids in the city to meet each other,
Correct.
just kids outside of their school.
Yeah, because with the Youth Advisory Board, they come in, when they first started to come in, they were all just sitting there quiet. Now that they're actually engaging with other teens from other schools, and it's like they're networking, and that's the most important thing, to start networking at a very young age. Yes, ma'am.
Because it teaches them how to network as they're older, and
Correct.
when they're with
Correct.
jobs and they've got different people from different backgrounds. Everybody's
Correct.
not going to be from their same school, from
You're
their
right.
same neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Phelan, thank you so much for being on here today. We so
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Always
ma'am.
love when you come on, because we know it's something great that the city is doing for our kids.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. And anytime I come. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, and we're going to have all this information on our website, too, and here on Facebook for fifth quarter, for the medical symposium, and for Teen Talks.
Correct.
Let's get our kids involved. The city is doing their part on trying to provide resources for our kids. Let's, as parents, make sure that we take them there and have them responsible and give them something productive to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to see you next week as we continue to target the violence.